103.5 Tertulia Tistazo.
Gabon deizuela pilota zaleok, bienvenidos a Tertulia Tistazo, bienvenidos a este especial 20 aniversario de Codigo Lyoko. Es una entrevista muy especial para mí porque, los creadores son el director y la escritora de mi serie favorita. Y nada, me hace muchísima ilusión. Muchas gracias a todos los que me habéis mandado preguntas por Twitter, ya que, la mayoría de preguntas son vuestras. Y en especial a Drixnaul, que es un youtuber que enfoca su contenido en Codigo Lyoko y en otras series. Así que si os gusta la serie, pasaos por su canal, que os dejo en la descripción. Un besazo, Adri. Y nada, disfrutad de la entrevista. Espero que os aclare muchas dudas y al final seguro que os sorprende. Hay algunas cosas que no están bien traducidas seguramente porque, no soy un experto traductor, tengo otras virtudes, imagino. Pero supongo que se entenderá, así que nada, disfrutadlo. Agur, chavales.
Codigo Lyoko.
C'est un plaisir d'être avec vous aujourd'hui parce que vous êtes les créateurs de mon série favorite. Et c'est un moment incroyable pour moi. Et merci beaucoup. On va faire l'interview en anglais parce que c'est plus facile de mettre les sous-titres en bas. Et parce que beaucoup de gens comprennent mieux l'anglais que le français, ok? Et si vous voulez reprendre quelque chose en français, c'est parfait.
We are glad to be with you, and it's a pleasure to answer your questions.
Yes, well, very pleased. But just a precision to start and to begin. Sure. We are two among the creators of Codigo Lyoko because the first creators at the origin of the project were Thomas Romain and Tania Palombo, who were students in a famous school called named Les Gobelins in Paris, a famous animation school, and they've made a short film called Garage Kids in 2003, I think, or 02. Yes, 02 or 01,
yes.
Yes.
So before we started.
Yes, and after that, a producer, Antefilm, was really interested by this short film. So the producer bought an option on it, and that was the point where we arrived on the project with Sophie, and effectively afterwards we have led all the projects. I as a director and Sophie as the script director, and voilà. The adventure was started at this point.
I was going to ask who are you for the people that doesn't know who are you, but I think you answered really good the question, so I'm not going to do again. But for those who are watching this because of Codigo Lyoko, why you started this project? I mean, how was the idea to create the series with? You said that Tania Palumbo and Thomas Romain started the project, but you were involved in the series. So how was the idea to start this?
You mean we're not the creator of the show, and the first idea is not ours. It's two students, Tania and Thomas, who were really fan of manga animation, and they had this idea to have two worlds, one virtual and one normal world, and we we get in their feet to go on with this show. So it's not our idea at the beginning.
Yeah, I mean more like the production of the series.
At the beginning, we create a small team for the development of the show, and we were about four of us to create the concept of the series, because there is a gap between the short film and obviously the concept of the series. For instance, in the short film and in the early first teaser, the two worlds were combined. I mean, some effects of the virtual world entered in the real one, and inversement, and vice versa. But we decided to separate very well the two worlds, the reality and the 3D network, Xana and all the world of Lyoko. And we were about two. There was Sophie, Carlo de Buttini, who are another author, that the literary Bible author, and a scenarist, a script writer, named Frédéric Lenoir, who was the inventor, the creator of the return to the past concept, which was very complicated to obtain. In fact, so during 6 months, or maybe more, 8 months, we developed all the concept for the series and tried to have a first script, a first pilot script.
I'm sorry, I'm going to do that in French because it's too precise and I cannot be precise as well as in French. Donc, quand je suis arrivée, en fait, moi, il y avait déjà un auteur, Frédéric Lenoir, et un autre auteur, Carlo Di Buttini, qui avait sur une Bible qui était déjà là, un concept, qui avait commencé à travailler un script, mais qui s'en sortait pas. C'était très difficile de trouver une formule. Because Codigo Lyoko is a formula show, and every episode is with the same, follows the same formula. Et donc moi je suis arrivée et j'ai chapeauté, donc dirigé avec Frédéric et Carlo l'écriture de ce premier épisode qui s'appelle Teddy Godzilla. Voilà. And now I can switch in English. This first episode is like the formula maker, and thanks to this episode and this work on this episode, we had the formula and we could start to write the other episodes.
Mm-hmm. Talking about sorry, sure.
No. I just wanted to add to make the show interesting for the audience. We decided to add some serialized information each 8 episodes about, and according to this point, the show is the informations are progressing in the season, and it was very interesting for us because it was a combination between formula show and serialization, and serialized show. So I think we found a good formula, but it was hard to get it.
Mm-hmm. I was going to talk about the idea of the series, because to mix like the virtual world with the real world back then, it was like an innovation. It was like something new. Were you aware about the success of the series 20 years later now?
What's the question? Are we aware now of this?
No, were you aware back then about a possible success of the series?
No. Pour nous, je passe en français, c'était une idée très bonne et qui nous permettait de faire des tas d'histoires, comme dit Jérôme, avec une formule, un système très innovant et puis ces deux types d'images. Mais on ne pensait pas que ça serait un succès aussi fort maintenant, parce que il n'y avait pas eu d'aussi encore Matrix, les films qui parlaient de ça n'étaient pas encore arrivés, c'était assez en avance finalement ces concepts-là, et on pouvait pas soupçonner que ça serait un succès aussi fort. Après, la série elle a quand même assez vite marché. We had like a success because it was on Cartoon Network, and so we had this feeling that the show was liked by very much.
For the creation, I wanted to add something. The production, the producers, Christophe and Benoît Di Sabatino and Nicolas Atlan had a very good idea too. They had a production idea, in fact, because they wanted to make some 2D for the reality part and 3D for the virtual part of the show. And I think it was like an economic and a producing idea, but it was really good because it was interesting directing in a directing point of view. My point of view, it was very interesting to mix and to get in one storyboard, a unique storyboard, a part in 2D, a part in 3D, and try to make some good transitions between the two parts, and it was really interesting, and it was a production idea, in fact.
Well, I'm sorry if I'm doing the question so quickly, but I don't want to waste your time because I know that you're working on something right now. But well, I have like more or less 25 questions, but I will do it like quickly as possible. So 20 years later, people still remembers the series, and well, how do you feel about it? I mean, people still talks about it. People watches it again. So how do you feel about it?
Oh, we are very proud, and it's really funny and strange because we have kids. I have two sons, and he has 3 kids, and they are watching this show, and it's like a standard show for them. So it's really flattering, and but it's a bit strange, and we feel old sometimes.
A bit old, yes, because my son, for instance, is in engineer school, and all the geeks in his school are singing the opening credits, the opening song when there are parties in their school and so on. But I wanted to say something. I'm very proud for the show, but there is a lesson behind. At that time, in 2002 or 3 or 4 or 5, when we were in production, we were quite free. There was less marketing, less intervention. The channel, the broadcaster were not as picky as they are now, and so the power was for the creators and the artists at that time, and I think it's one of the keys of the success, and also we have had time to develop the show during the production. All the episodes are not perfect, but we had the chance to have several episodes and several seasons to improve the show and to get into the psychology of the characters, to enrich all the universe, especially in Lyoko. So yes, it was a very interesting adventure where the creatives, one more time, were a bit free, and it was very important.
So, Jérôme, according to you, like the series, it was like a complete, I don't know how to say it. It was like a process of improvement of the series. Do you mean that?
Yes, exactly.
And the formula was here at the beginning, and I think the success is because it's a perfect match between adventure and sitcom, college sitcom comedy, and we had really time and opportunity to develop that and work on the characters, on the adventure in the 3D world problematic, and to add some backstory with Franz Hopper, etc. And this is part of the success of the show.
Yes, and besides all the thematic, all the themes developed in the show, like it's like the dive into a video game, in fact, and it was one of the first series which talk about that, to dive into a video game and shut down the video game at the end, and it was really. But it's always difficult, to explain a success. Mm-hmm. We don't know why, but in fact, actually, we are very proud of that.
Okay, so you talk about your children. So this question, I think it finds you well. Codigo Lyoko was meant for the children, I imagine. But why do you think that a lot of adults enjoy the show?
Je pense qu'on a combiné, donc comme je disais tout à l'heure, des aventures très quotidiennes dans un collège, avec des problématiques de collégiens et de lycéens. Et donc les spectateurs entre 10 et 16 ans pouvaient et peuvent encore se retrouver là-dedans, des problématiques d'élection de délégués de classe, je dois aller voir l'infirmière, toutes les problématiques scolaires. Et ça combiné avec de l'aventure, et la base de l'aventure, elle était volontairement technologiquement hyper pointue. C'est-à-dire qu'on n'a jamais cédé à représenter Xana avec un personnage. C'était une IA et toutes les données techniques sont des données hyper vraisemblables, en tout cas pour les nerds and the geeks are great with this show. Et je pense que ce niveau-là, c'est-à-dire de vraisemblance technologique, elle plaît beaucoup aux geeks et à la population d'un âge pas forcément scolaire. Et cette combinaison-là fait qu'on a eu un public qui est arrivé qui n'était pas le public forcément des séries d'aventures classiques 26 minutes. Et donc ça a ouvert le champ des spectateurs en fait.
Oui. Well, besides, I think the storyboards and the directions and are really naturalist, are really realistic. So we are really attached to have strong and sincere and genuine and real emotions. All the audience from 7 to 25. Could watch when the emotions are true,
I started watching the series when I was 6 years old, I think, and I'm 21 right now, and I'm still enjoying the show. So, yeah.
Thanks.
So let's talk about the content of the series, because I received a lot of questions of the people. So, what do you like the most about Codigo Lyoko? What is your favorite part of it?
I mean, when I watch it or when
whatever you want. Whatever you want. If when creating it or when watching it.
Me as a writer, my favorite part was the scholar part because it's a sitcom and this comedy between characters is great to write and great to imagine. The adventure part with the fights and etc. was more technique for the writers, and it's in a certain way it's less fun to write. But I think what I like the most is this combination between adventure and sitcom. It's what was great to write and great to imagine and great to watch, I think.
It was my first series, so it was a great chance to direct it and to have this success. I like everything in it. It was a long path, a big adventure during 5 or 6 years, I think. And the most interesting for me was to try to make a unique storytelling with two kind of pictures, 2D and 3D, and to have a continuity and freed storytelling was a really good challenge, a really good creative challenge, and I loved it. I loved it too. I loved it. Yes.
Yeah. So. And who is your favorite character of the series?
It's a question we have really often. My two sons ask me that really often. I like Jim because Jim is so much fun. Okay. But okay. But it's a secondary character. It's not one of the leaders. In the leaders, the more fun to write and to make to use in the stories is Odd, because he's like odd and funny. And as most of screenwriters, we like all the characters, and Sissy, for example, is a character I like really much because she can launch stories, because she is an opponent, and she's really, really great to watch and to use in a story.
I like Aelita because Aelita is the objective. In fact, is the secret engine of all the story. And I think without Aelita, nothing happens. So I like this character and the fact she was virtualized on Earth, and it was really interesting to play with her. Mm-hmm. So yeah, and Odd also too. Odd, I have a weakness for Odd.
We are going to talk about the backstory of Aelita later, but before that, I know that the characters were created, like the dessin was created before you arrived to the production, but I think that you gave them the personality and so on. Is that really true, or? Yeah. Okay. So what? Well, Sophie, this is a question for you. What inspired you to create the personality of each one?
How did I do that? Or how did it work?
Yeah.
En fait, je vais répondre en français. Quand on écrit, on met tous une part un peu de nous-mêmes dans des personnages pour mettre des points qu'on reconnaît ou qui nous ont touchés personnellement. Donc je pense qu'en fait, non seulement moi, mais les scénaristes, parce que c'était un travail collectif, il y avait une grosse équipe de scénaristes quand même, c'est-à-dire des choses qu'ils ont vécues au lycée, etc. Donc par exemple, Jim, on avait 2 scénaristes qui étaient particulièrement investis dans ce personnage parce qu'ils sont eux-mêmes très drôles et ils le maniaient très bien. Sorry, it's the coffee machine. Et donc, Après, moi, par exemple, le personnage de Jérémy, j'ai un père physicien et donc je pense qu'il y avait quelque chose qui émanait un peu de tout ça, de ce que j'ai vécu avec lui, ce côté très technicien et physicien, etc. Et donc, en fait, il y a une inspiration qui se fait comme ça. Puis il y a quelque chose qu'on a fait avec Jérôme au début, c'est qu'on a donné des noms de famille à tous les personnages, ce qui n'était pas le cas. Et quand on est arrivé, et c'est donc le fait d'avoir un nom de famille, ça donne aussi ça donne une ampleur au personnage, il devient vrai, il devient réel en fait.
Et on a beaucoup discuté avec Tania, évidemment, Palombo, qui était la directrice artistique et la créatrice des personnages, pour savoir pourquoi elle les avait dessinés comme ça, quelle était ça, tu vois. Donc ensuite on imagine, enfin, les scénaristes ont imaginé toute la backstory de chaque personnage, qu'elle était venue avec ses parents, c'était qu'ils étaient japonais, donc du coup on crée aussi l'environnement autour de ça.
Et au fur et à mesure des saisons en fait. Au début, je suis même pas sûre que Yumi elle avait un petit frère. Si elle avait bien un petit frère. Le fait que Odd il avait 7 frères et sœurs, ça c'est venu après par exemple. On avait des histoires qui arrivaient et avec ces histoires-là arrivaient des pans de backstory qui venaient se greffer sur la backstory générale.
Our job was to keep the consistency of all the architecture, you know, all the informations which are coming with the new scripts need to be consistent with all the universe, all the world of Lyoko. So Sophie was really aware of that, and for all the scenarios, say, okay, this point is okay. We are a new idea. This point no, because it's not consistent with another fact of one character or another aspect of the world, and so on.
Et vous avez changé quelque chose pendant la production des séries ou c'est tout la... I'm going to talk in English because it was like before the series was aired or created. Did you change something between the episodes, between the production of the series? Or it was like the idea of the first take?
Par rapport à la première Bible, tu veux dire au premier concept?
Ça c'est.
Alors, si la backstory de Franz Hopper, toutes ces notions-là, elles sont arrivées après. C'est-à-dire que dans la première Bible de Tania, très originale, il y avait pas le retour dans le temps, il n'y avait pas la backstory de Franz Hopper, d'où venait l'intelligence artificielle, tout ça, c'était pas développé. Après, il y a eu un premier développement avec Teddy Godzilla, où là, le concept a commencé un peu à être un peu plus fixe, notamment avec le retour dans le temps, qui devenait un gimmick récurrent. Mais là où nous, on a continué à faire évoluer, c'est qu'à un moment, on a... En fait, you dig in the concept, et au fur et à mesure qu'on creuse, on trouve des réponses. Et par exemple, on s'est demandé pourquoi, à quoi sert, enfin, qu'est-ce que faisait le retour dans le temps sur l'univers de Xana. Et là, on a donné une explication, on a décidé que le retour dans le temps renforçait Xana, ce qui nous permettait de rebondir sur une saison, etc. Donc en fait, le concept, il s'alimente aussi avec des réponses qui arrivent au fur et à mesure de l'écriture. Je sais pas si...
Always to have vraisemblable, sort of reality of the technology, sort of voilà, and with that aspect and always realistic. So with this combination, we always answered to the questions, and at the same time, we at the creative aspect and the editorial aspect. For instance, the towers on Lyoko, we created the towers, and after that, we made a map of the towers, and we explained all the functions of the towers, and and give this fact to the writers, and the writers they take this and use that in their scripts, and there's like a virtuous circle between the artistic aspect and the writing aspect of the show.
Let's talk about now the story of the series. And I received a lot this question, and I think it's really interesting. So why we don't never see Jérôme in Lyoko?
It's explained. Il y va une fois dans un épisode, c'est hors champ. Et on apprend que en fait il est très moche dans Codigo Lyoko, mais on ne sait pas quelle allure il a. Enfin, Odd se moque de lui, il me semble, dans cet épisode. Je pense qu'il y avait peut-être une contrainte de production, c'est-à-dire que ce personnage-là n'était pas... Déjà, c'est pas un personnage de combat, en fait, Jérôme. Et donc, comme dans toutes les équipes, il y a les combattants et puis il y a ceux qui sont à la technique, les opérateurs. Et donc, Jérôme, c'est un as de l'ordinateur, mais c'est pas un fighter, c'est pas un warrior. Et donc, je pense que c'est ça.
Faut se mettre des contraintes. We have to make some forbidden things, you know, to create all the mythology of a series. You have to make some. You have to put some details like this, because it's really important for the fan, for the viewers, and also for us, the creators, because we need forbidden things, you know, to write, to direct, and to be.
In the same area, you don't know if Yumi and Ulrich will be together forever. You don't know that. Even us don't. We don't know that.
Okay, so when you introduced William in Lyoko, were you thinking since the beginning that he will become like I don't know how it's called in English, but like part of Shanna, or that he will be that he will be at the beginning a Lyoko warrior?
Non, en fait, c'était une demande de faire arriver un autre personnage important. Et au début, on n'a pas eu immédiatement l'idée d'en faire un Lyoko guerrier négatif, un suppôt de Xana. C'était pas tout de suite, je crois pas. C'était au début, la commande originale, puisque c'est comme ça que ça se passe. La production nous a demandé d'introduire un nouveau personnage qui devait s'appeler, c'est totalement secret, au début devait s'appeler Orlando, je me souviens. Et ça n'a pas été retenu, et donc il s'est appelé William. Et en fait, ce personnage-là, c'était surtout un personnage qui venait s'opposer à Ulrich, en fait, un rival, en fait, auprès de Yumi. Et puis après, on l'a exploité et on a décidé qu'il serait pris sous la coupe de Xana et qu'il deviendrait un réel ennemi, en fait, quoi. Et avec tous les problèmes que ça pouvait poser au niveau scolaire, c'est-à-dire que du coup, il n'était plus là, il fallait faire un avatar, etc.
Then a question that I receive a lot too. And you talked about this before, about Yumi and Ulrich. Why don't we see a kiss between them? Well, I remember one scene in Lyoko where they kiss, but when it fades out. And why we don't see a real kiss between them?
It's the same, exactly what Jérôme explained. It's to tease everything. You have to keep the audience, in expectation. So everybody expect that, and you don't give that to them. It's on purpose.
It's a classical mechanism for the but it always worked. You know, when you see a com-rom, a romantic comedy, you have always two characters, and you know they love, they don't want to. Well.
En fait, il y a des réponses auxquelles on donne, il y a des questions auxquelles on donne des réponses et des questions auxquelles on ne donne pas de réponse volontairement. Donc c'est par exemple, Aïda va-t-elle réussir à être matérialisée? Oui, on a une réponse, mais tout de suite, il y a un contre-problème qui arrive pour relancer l'action. Et pour Ulrich et Yumi, c'était impossible de les faire se mettre ensemble, sauf à les séparer tout de suite derrière pour qu'on puisse relancer quelque chose autour de ce couple-là, en fait.
When I was watching, last time I watched the series, I think it was like a year ago, more or less. I got really interested in the story, well, the backstory of Alita and I don't know how it's called in French, but the men in black. I mean, the people who are.
Yes.
Yep. Okay. So, why didn't you develop more that story? Because I think it's like a little bit forgotten in the series. Why didn't you develop more the story about the men in black?
Cette explication-là, elle est arrivée vraiment après, comme je disais. C'est-à-dire, on a trouvé, c'était pour la saison 3, je crois.
Ouais.
On a trouvé, donc on s'est posé la question de pourquoi Franz Hopper s'est retrouvé à construire un supercalculateur, à mettre...
Dans cette usine.
Et donc, on a trouvé toute cette explication de complot dont il a été l'objet, qu'il a nécessité de sa part de prendre une autre identité, de se cacher au sein du collège mécanique, etc. Et donc, c'était pour expliquer la trame Franz Hopper, mais il ne fallait pas que cette trame, qui est hyper intéressante, mais empiète sur la partie des héros qui ne sont que des enfants entre 12 et 16 ans.
Ouais.
Et donc, tout d'un coup, on ne peut pas mettre un niveau d'histoire qui est politique à un niveau international très grave, qui concerne des adultes, dans une histoire où en fait les héros sont des enfants. Donc, parce que sinon ça fait Mais s'il y avait eu un épisode spécial ou un long métrage, on aurait sans doute utilisé cette backstory d'une façon ou d'une autre, sans perdre de vue les héros qui doivent rester au cœur de l'histoire. En fait.
So, talking about a little bit more about this, about the Men in Black, is I don't know the name in English or in French, but the mother of Alita, Antea, is she still alive? Because we can see that in the series.
So there are some points I cannot answer because I signed an NDA. I wrote the backstory complete, but I signed an NDA. I cannot tell some part of it. So.
don't worry about it. So, are there any ideas that they were like interesting that you removed from the series? I mean, like something you imagine that it would be nice to be in the series, but you finally didn't put it there. And if you could say something.
Est-ce qu'on avait des trucs
Pas tellement.
Je ne crois pas. Il y a des histoires. There are some stories we had. Writers wrote some synopsis, really fun or really interesting, that were cut, not used. Maybe, but big facts or big characters that were not used in the story.
No, I don't think so. But at that time, as I said, we were quite free, and because we respect the budget and the planning, but creatively side, I could say, we were enough free. So there's no maybe more monsters on Lyoko, maybe not. I think we at each start or beginning of each season, at the beginning of each season, we decided what we will have as new creations, and we made it. We made them, and so it was freed.
I have a question that a lot of people might ask you because it's an obvious question, but before doing that question, I'm going to ask you something that is a little bit polemic, or not, but maybe. You weren't involved in Codigo Lyoko evolution, aren't you?
At the very first start, we wrote
we wrote an adaptation for this show together, and we had misunderstanding, and I do it in French. On a écrit la Bible de la saison 5, mais comme c'était un support, que c'était un tournage live, une personne est venue pour superviser l'écriture et la future production de cette série. Et en fait, il y avait on n'était pas d'accord sur certains points. Nous, on a continué à écrire de façon très pointue, sur la base de tout ce qu'on avait mis en place, qui est certes assez compliqué, c'est-à-dire c'est très nerd level, quoi. Et donc tout d'un coup, là, cette personne qui est arrivée et la production ont trouvé qu'il y avait peut-être des simplifications à faire, qui du coup ont été faites, mais nous, ça ne nous plaisait pas, alors on s'est mis de côté.
We left the production because we were really disappointed, and one day the guy who was in charge, he
said to me, what I wrote was not Codigo Lyoko.
Un pequeño apunte aquí, decirle a la persona que literalmente ha creado Codigo Lyoko que lo que ha escrito no es Codigo Lyoko me parece una de las coñas más grandes que he escuchado en mi vida.
Yes.
It was crazy.
So, you were the writer of the...
We left.
It doesn't make sense.
It's not Codigo Lyoko, you know what?
I wrote a story with Odd, and he said to me, this Odd is not Codigo Lyoko.
En serio, ¿había alguien al mando de esa serie? Es que no, te lo juro que no lo comprendo.
But I said, Codigo Lyoko, it's me.
You wrote the entire story. I mean, you can't say to someone that wrote the story
we left, and we're not happy with this show.
No, not at all. Not at all.
I think fans are either.
It's a pity because we had some very good ideas to make it, I think, and when the production is working well, and all the conditions are gathered to make a good show, it's almost a miracle, huh? You know, it's magic. One time, and after 6 years, the production company was not so well managed. So bon, it was a problem, and the show is not good, I think. Huh?
I didn't watch it entirely because I got sick of it, because I didn't like it. But why do you think it got such negative reviews and that amount of hate?
Alors moi je pense que l'écriture y est pour beaucoup. Parce que justement, ils ont décidé de s'écarter de ce que nous semblait complètement indispensable et qui plaisait sur Codigo Lyoko, c'est-à-dire la vraisemblance et les règles de vraisemblance technologique et les règles de l'univers respectées au maximum. Avec des règles compliquées, hein. Il faut appuyer là, il y a des monstres, il faut tirer dessus, machin. C'est sûr que c'est compliqué, mais ces trucs-là, les fans, c'est ça qui leur plaise vraiment. Après, moi, j'en parle avec mes enfants qui ont regardé et qui sont not happy about it. Trouvent que les personnages, l'acting est ce qu'il est, et que en plus les personnages physiquement, on retrouve pas la saveur du dessin animé, ce qui est très compliqué à faire, hein, mais voilà, ils ont réussi sur One Piece, mais
What will you change about Codigo Lyoko Evolution to I don't know, to be a success?
Je pense que la Bible qu'on avait faite, je pense qu'elle était vraiment bien, sans les coupes qui ont été faites, c'est-à-dire ils ont simplifié en gros. Codigo Lyoko, il ne faut pas simplifier. C'est pas un univers simple. Et il faut rester dans cet univers complexe de SF hardcore, quoi.
Et malheureusement, unfortunately, I think to make a good live series of Lyoko, we need to have a budget, and the budget was really tiny for the live show. So that's I think a big explanation of the bad level of the result, you know.
You cannot make a rehearsal very much. You have to rehearsal with the actors with this low budget, with this kind of show. It's hard to direct, and when you have no money, you can rehearsal a lot. So
the action scenes were bad. So. We need to have in Lyoko. You have to have some very good action scenes, and with a low budget, it's really difficult to make. I think at the end, it was not a good idea to make it. You know, otherwise,
yeah. And can you reveal something that some ideas that you had for this series, or is it like confidential? You can't.
No, the main ideas are in this show. What they cut is all the continuity of the technology and
the actions too. I remember
pour être franche, ça fait longtemps que j'ai pas relu la Bible de la saison 5. Donc je me souviens plus de tout.
Tu sais, ils se touchaient, ils devaient se toucher au lieu de se combattre, et puis ouais, c'était nul.
En fait, il y avait aussi des simplifications sur les accessoires, notamment je me souviens qu'il y avait quelque chose qui m'avait choqué sur les aptitudes d'Aelita. Oui, Aelita, elle pouvait se battre tout d'un coup, ou alors elle avait quelque chose qui n'était pas du tout en adéquation avec elle, non? Des ailes.
I don't remember that.
Ils ont changé trop de choses et c'est pas they've changed too many things, and it was as I said, it wasn't a good idea, I think.
So one last question before getting to the last one. You're working right now in Dada Animación?
Yes.
And are you working on something like a series or something right now? Not called Lyoko, I mean something totally different.
Yeah, a lot.
And we were really fond of one of our projects, which is called Mekaniki. And it's a story about a girl of 16 years old. It's a science fiction. It's our new science fiction project. And now we are in discussion with partners, with broadcasters, to produce it. And I hope, I touch some wood. I hope the show will be financed and produced in the next year. So in the 2 next year, same writers of Lyoko. It's really interesting because it's about it's about questions of identity, sexuality. So it's more older. It's older than Lyoko. It's for young adults, 16 years old. The target is 16 years old, maybe a bit older, a bit younger, and we are really. It's adapted from a comic book called Mekaniki, and yes, the project is really exciting.
But it is like dessin animé or c'est live action?
No,
it's animation. No, we're still making animation,
Okay.
and cartoons and series. It's always our passion.
Mm-hmm. So, the last question. I think you are asked about this a lot of time. Is there any chance that Codigo Lyoko returns someday?
Yes. Yes.
Really?
Yes. Maybe.
We are working on that.
I'm really?
Yeah. It's a bomb. It's a bomb.
Ouais, c'est un bon pour moi.
I know.
Merci beaucoup pour.
I'm not sure, but it's something maybe in the in the pipeline. Not voilà. We have discussion about that, and I would yes, I could be more precise maybe in 1 or 2 months. So please, I will give you the information, Paolo.
First.
Ouais, je suis très content maintenant.
Bon. No, but sadly it takes time to direct and produce a show, but it's a matter of rights, who got the rights and how to finance it, and but we're in a way, and Jérôme works on it, and everybody will be really happy to work back in Codigo Lyoko, and
but it's a very good question, because it's a risk also for us, because we've made a good success already. So why making a new series? Is it a risk or not? Is it an artistic or aesthetic risk? And surtout what is interesting to tell now in this show? Je sais pas.
My kids thought about it and said, what would be the new season for Codigo? Will it be a backstory, or will it be something that they're grown up and they're in college now and university?
We don't know yet. So the adventures begins maybe.
I'm not any kind of writer or nothing, but just to give you an idea, the backstory of the Men in Black. It will be so nice to hear it again.
Yeah. I think we will stay with the characters we know, and they won't be 20 years old or 25 years married and with kids.
And still fighting for Shanna.
But we have to find what to tell in those stories, and how to be fun, how to be in equation with the actual technology, because it's not the same that when we wrote the story at first. So we have to. It's fun. En français, je dis, il y a mes enfants, quand ils regardent l'épisode où ils ont des téléphones portables, ils trouvent que c'est bizarre parce que c'est des téléphones portables old, quoi, en fait. Cell phone. I'm talking about cell phone, and there an episode or the cell phone doesn't work, and they said to me it was old cell phone. Yes, it was our cell phone at this time.
But how old are your children right now?
My older son is 21, and
like
17.
But it is not like something bizarre pour lui, parce que, bon, il y a 20 ans, well, like me, and back then when I watched the series, it wasn't like something bizarre. Je sais pas, mais...
In fact, he watched it, he binge watched it, I would say, when he was 16 or... But because he was born the year we started to work on Codigo Lyoko, so he was really young, like you.
Yeah, okay.
But now he still watched some episode, and the other one, 17 too. He watched episodes on Netflix actually.
So I have 3 more questions, but it is like really quick. No, I actually have one. I was thinking that. No, okay. You know that the Moonscoop and Antefilms got, I don't know if they went broke, but
yes,
well,
they went broke.
Yeah, there were a lot of problems with them. Why do you think that happened? I mean, like, who has the rights right now of the series?
The
what happened with them?
The rights are now in a company named Media Participation, the owner of Ellipse Anime. Ellipse is a big company of animation in Paris. They also have some comic book editions house, like Dargaud, Dupuis, and also it's a big house, and now they are the rights of Lyoko. And they have discussion. We have a discussion with them for that precise. And voilà. We will see.
I hope that someday we could watch the new one. And well, I hope you the best. Really, thank you so much for being with me today because it was a pleasure.
C'était un plaisir. Send us the link when the interview
sure.
Online.
Okay, great.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you. Merci beaucoup.
Ciao.
Au revoir.
Bye.
Bueno, pues espero que hayáis disfrutado la entrevista, al igual que yo haciéndola, obviamente. Y bueno, les deseo lo mejor. Espero que también cumplan esa pequeña promesa de que Codigo Lyoko volverá en algún momento. Y nada, seguidme en Twitter, que es el que tenéis ahí abajo, es @Tertulia Tistazo, en Spotify para escuchar las tertulias con el mismo nombre. Y nada, nos vemos en la siguiente entrevista. Muchas gracias a todos por estar aquí y que os vaya bien.